climate scientist has surprise revealed that the people at the Eco 27 were eating kitten soup. Have you seen the video of this?
I haven't.
Cool. So I'll insert it in the podcast in a moment, but it's dubbed as Kittengate. That is the story of this event. And Dr. J. Kumari swapped out chicken soup for kitten soup. Now, this is to show that the right conversations still aren't being had in that community around animal agriculture and its impact on climate change. So I'll insert that footage here.
Could this be the worst blow to the climate movement yet? Definitely one of the most bizarre and shocking images we've obtained from the Eco 27 summit. Attendees are eating what they believe to be cream of chicken soup, normally delicious, right? When renowned climate scientist Dr. J. Kumari leaps to the podium and announces that he has swapped the chicken with kitten. We're talking baby cats here. He then starts chanting a phrase from a banner that reads #Don'tThrowUp, which I'm sure plenty of people there did.
The most fascinating part of all this is actually, American news is quite entertaining to watch, to say the least. And this reporter, Bryce Harding, I had never seen anything of him prior, but I generally don't like spreading too much hate, so to speak. But I mean, we have a word for people like him, and he just seems like a tool. The way that these reporters, beyond the story, I think there's an underlining point. And Australia, and I think a lot of the world has this problem, is news is not opinions. If you're a reporter or a journalist and you're sharing an opinion and you're saying that is news, that is not okay in my books. You are sharing news. You are not sharing your opinion. And so in this breakdown, viewed by millions of people, he's and I'll insert footage again of this, but it's not professional to share your opinion about something that's so dire, especially when it comes to climate change. Like, you're not a 6-year-old kid playing on a playground. Like, you're here to spread the correct information.
Why not include beans or cats or dogs?
Wait, hold on. What? Dogs or cats?
Well, it seems clear that Kumari was trying to expose this irrational mentality of meat. He was trying to expose what's called Carnism. It's the invisible belief system that conditions people to eat certain animals.
Oh, okay, great. All right, so another new woke social justice end-all oppression term that progressives are going to make us use.
This is a bona fide term used in the social sciences. And
okay, but like, really? I mean, like, really? Invisible belief system? What is it? Are we in the Matrix now? Or is Neo behind me?
Props to them for getting Dr. Melanie Joy on there to kind of explain this. And the underlying point in all this is, why are you comparing... His point is, but chicken is a more eco-friendly option than beef, which is true. But her point, which I think is really important as well, is like, why are you stopping at chicken? Why aren't you comparing beef to beans? Why do you stop at something that's still got an environmental impact?
And is a sentient being.
Yeah, 100%. So what do you have? Do you have a certain thought around eating kitten soup? Because I couldn't...
Well, you mentioned to me that people were vomiting after it. Look, I get that, because I'm sure a lot of people in that room would have had a kitten in their life, or currently have a kitten, or now have a cat. So it would be very confronting. It's a very bold move if that is actually true. Did we ever find out if it was...
I watched the video 3 times, and I don't know if I missed it, my brain was elsewhere, but I couldn't find whether it was actually kittens. There was no mention of it not being kittens. So my first questions of, like, where did he source that? How did he get into the kitchen and swap that out? So I had not found any evidence that it wasn't kitten soup. So I'm assuming the worst case scenario, that it was indeed kitten soup. And, in the footage, you do see people like doing the belching, ready to go kind of.
Far reaching. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really perplexed with the topic, whether, I understand the point. I really do, what Dr. J was trying to convey.
It's just a very far-fetched way of going about it, if that is actually what has happened.
Correct. So it all depends on whether it's true or not. The point still stands that, it comes down to speciesism and how we...
and kittens are no more important than cow, and vice versa.
Correct.
So, yep, I get it. it's just, very confronting.
I'm curious to know what people, think about this. If you guys have a particular opinion, whether you think this is right or wrong, I'd love to know on Instagram, because this is like, we talk about this kind of stuff every now and again, this concept of, I think Dr. Melanie Joy originally coined this concept of Carnism, because she wrote that book, Why We Eat Pigs But Not Dogs. I think that's what it was called. And it's a very fascinating topic, but what do you guys think? Should we be eating kitten soup?
I remember this billboard on the freeway one time, and it was, cows, sheep, pigs, and then it went to like dogs, cats, and rats. So it was just in a line, and they were like, where do you draw the line? And someone, like being a smart ass, went up and drew a line between pigs and dogs. And it's like, why is the line there? That's just a cultural thing, because for Chinese people or Vietnamese people, which we found out on our trip, that the line would be non-existent.
Yeah.
They would eat all animals, but there are some, India that don't eat cows, and then it's, Muslim people that will not eat pig. There's just, everyone's got their own cultural line. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's a super fascinating topic, but yeah, I think more conversations like this need to happen. Maybe there doesn't have to be a kitten soup involved for that conversation to happen, though.
Yay for those chickens that got saved.
Yeah. The silver lining.